Hello guys, this is the king of the isopods. We are going to water the isopods again. This is the panda isopod, also known as the panda king isopod. Here you can see they are all hiding under the cork bark and eating the pieces of rotten wood and leaves. This their characteristic panda stripe with a white and black color is what makes them stand out against other isopods. Also, they are brown, black, and orange variants of this isopod. This culture that I have is a mix of them. And I think that I have already isolated a few orange isopods. And I just left the brown and the black panda kings in this tub. As usual, having springtails is very beneficial as it can remove any mold that may grow in the container. As you know that in isopods culture, it is usually high humidity. Therefore, mold may be very easy to grow and exist in there. And sometimes mold can have an adverse effect on the health of the isopods. Therefore, even with the springtails, we will do routine checks to find any mold growing in the culture and also check the humidity level and the overall health and well-being of the isopods. I'm feeding some protein feed again. Next up, this is a CUBARIS isopod with an unconfirmed species, but its common name is a Citrus cubaris. I got this isopod very recently, maybe 3 months ago, and they were having children already. They are reproducing, but I didn't manage to catch it on camera because they just seemingly all are hidden in the soil. Maybe they don't have mood to see me. I don't know. These isopods are less active than the typical isopod you might see. And they usually like to hide under logs and moist conditions. Especially they like to dig deep into the substrate. As usual, I always feed carrots to them. Slices of carrots are their staple food. And also, I will sprinkle some protein feed to prevent cannibalism as they all need protein. Also, the substrate has been incorporated with some crushed up leaf litter and rotten wood. And I'm adding some water to them because they seem a little bit dry. Following up, this is the COROS isopod. It's a Porcello spatulatus. They are quite big and they can reach up to 1.5 to 2 cm in my experience, including the antenna. This makes them a very good beginner isopod. I mean beginner for keeping Porcello species that requires dry conditions because they are very easy to come by, maybe at least in my area, and they don't require that strict conditions as the other dry type isopods. You can see that I have done a complete separation of moist and dry section by putting water in the sphagnum moss in the cup, a plastic cup, which completely separated the moist area and the dry area. The only place that are moist is in the cup. And this one as well. The Porcelleio Hassi isopod. They're well known for their great size, reaching up to 2.5 to 3 cm, and their yellow spots. And they do move fast when they are being disturbed or provoked in order to run away from predators in their natural habitats, such as scorpions and birds. This species needs low humidity, and also just now I said the complete separation of moist and dry section, or else they may easily die from over humidity in their enclosure. This one is the rubber ducky isopod. This is a CUBARIS species, and they tend to live in moist condition, and they usually go to the moss. This can reach up to 1.5 cm in my experience for very old individual, but typically they will not exceed 1 cm, maybe 1.2 cm. This species likes to live in larger groups. Therefore, you should have at least 10 or 15 of them in the culture. And also, they like to group together, and therefore if you put a too big container, they might have hard time finding each other. That's what happened in my experience. Long time ago, I put them in a big container and they doesn't seem to reproduce. But right now I put them in a smaller container. They seem to be happy. Follow up. This is the GLACIER isopod. This is a CUBARIS marina species, and they breed quite prolifically. As you can see, there are so many of them already, and I think that I need to upgrade their bin, their enclosure. As usual, they require high humidity, and they don't really need a moisture gradient. And I usually add some protein feed as well, because this species can grow quite fast. Follow up, this is a zebra isopod. And this species require medium, moderate to dry conditions. It like moderate humidity. And they tend not to do well in high humidity. Ventilation is very useful in this species. This is the end of the video. If you like this video, please subscribe and share this with anyone you know that is interested as well. Hello guys,